So we've got 3 boxes here, right? TRSI, box with properly anime, and then this one which has 2 non-anime items in it, which I'm getting through the cardboard before the other stuff. Whatever. Getting in. These are, of course, 2 important additions: Adventure Time Season 2 and Breaking Bad 5th season, I think the first half? Or are they calling it a 6th season next? Oh well, I don't know, I don't care, I have what they released. I'll be paying somewhat vague attention to what they'll be doing. Let's see, this one, yeah, it makes sense to do this one separately as well, because it's another, well, let's see, that's the receipt. I've got another one of these. So this one is a hentai called Aki Sora, absolutely not for children. It's with, I guess, an okay back to show. It almost looks like more regular anime, except it's from Kitty Media, and it's rated 18 and older. This one actually looked like an interesting new release. Like, unlike all the re-releases that have been happening for anime recently, and all the stupid compilation things that I've been buying from adult source media, it was nice to finally get something new. At least I don't think this has been released before. I also can't get a hold of it. But I figure, so far, this one's turning to be relatively tame for hentai, which means I might be able to show the disc. But of course, I have to, I've seen worse. As in, like, I think even Love Love kind of had that level of nudity. So there you go. There's a hentai. Actually, let's put it here, since that's kind of an appropriate one. And dig through the box of the main releases for the week. Wow. Receipt. Nothing else in here. Alright. Oh, well, we got another hentai release. I forgot this one was coming in. Kind of appropriate looking. So let's, I do apologize for the noise in the background. I usually have the TV turned off, and this USB mouse and keyboard go to the TV computer. So, obviously, the fact that they're here doing that now. Well, it comes with the Nozomi thing. It's a critical mass video release, so it is, of course, hentai, but it's interesting how it seems to be on the wrong side. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Let's do Letter B Collection 2, Season 2 Collection 2. I still haven't watched any of this. And here we are, we're already 4th release into it, apparently. I haven't been paying too close of attention. I also can't speak English, even though I grew up learning it. Instead of that, next we're going to look at Dusk, Maiden of Amnesia, which almost doesn't look like it's incorrect upside down, except for how crazy the hair goes. Anime hair is crazy, it's not always that crazy. Huh. Well, I'm having trouble making a dent in a lot of plastic today. Let that out to tear the shit out of some of it, which is the first step towards successfully trying to think if anything about that face looks familiar, but I don't know. actually, it'd be more appropriate to say I don't think so, but whatever. Stupid plastic. Not going places it should. Shit. These actually feel kind of heavy, so I suspect Sentai did release these. So this is a pretty unusual 5-disc release from Sentai. Disc 3, Disc 2, Disc 1. Oh, huh, okay. So let's go one at a time. Okay, just good to make sure. This actually has an insert in it telling us about the various discs, and that's a rather... Oh well, I guess it's funny that the anime would be pushing the border slightly harder than the hentai releases. So we've got Soundtrack 1, which is a compact disc, Soundtrack 2, which is another compact disc, then we've got Disc 1, 2, and 3 of the series. That would be why it is. So yeah, 3 DVDs, 2 soundtrack OVAs, all 12 episodes plus OVA. Looks like this is a pretty thorough release. This Blu-ray is probably not too different either. So we're going to have one soundtrack, a second soundtrack, and then if I can rotate it, we have Disc 1, Blu-ray Disc 1, and then Blu-ray Disc 2, which looks like Disc 1 and Disc 2 from the DVD release. And then, of course, we have Appleseed XIII from the creators of Ghost in the Shell. Probably also from the creators of Appleseed. This would be a series. This is a Funimation release, so... Alright, just double checking to see how they decided to do this release. Supposedly this is the limited edition version, but I don't know if that's actually limited or edition or version. Oh, good thing we took this off. So we need to see. I'm not sure. Actually, maybe I do have an idea. I might have to rewatch the Appleseed movies before I try and watch this. But first off, we have the 3 DVDs. We've got the standard Funimation Film Me Out form, which we will toss. Now that's a very strange and interesting picture. Nothing too spectacular about the discs, just, or the disc art. Same with the Blu-rays, but and since I'm all about seeing if I can save these, let's see if I can save this. Just for no reason. Alright. So now that we've taken care of that, can we make these piles even? I'm going to say no, but let's put that there. Because next up there's some stuff that arrived earlier. We finally got the Blu-ray version of Phi-Brain Season 1 Collection 1. Because I do believe I've only had the DVD version up until now. And then a release we've been waiting a long time for, the Blu-ray release of Heaven's Lost Property Forte. Because the first season of Heaven's Lost Property was a DVD Blu-ray release, second season got DVD only, and the Blu-ray was supposed to be around that time. It got pushed. For a while there, it didn't look like this was going to be an official release, but here we are. The Blu-ray release of Heaven's Lost Property Forte. And to finish up this week's anime DVD collection update, this has been a nice week as you can see. We've got an NIS release, The Everyday Tales of a Cat God. And just like your standard NIS release, this one comes with your standard book of interesting looking things. we're just going to take a quick peek at some of this stuff. Sketches, character arts, character info, maybe some other explanations. Thought I saw mention of Poverty God in there, which is a, well, after comic shoes, definitely something that gets me interested in watching an anime about cat gods, or gods in general. So this is a Blu-ray only release, so naturally it only comes with Blu-ray discs. Advertisement for, I'm trying to decide if these are all ones I already have. Can't remember by their names alone. I mean, I recognize all the titles. It's just, I know Natsume's Book of Friends Season 4 is going to come out later, and Volume 2 of this is coming out later as well. I think just the beginning of next month. I don't know. We do have little bonus episodes. I am assuming they're little. We got disc 2. Yeah, there we go. So that's all of this week's rather interesting update. So let's get these all together for one final snapshot of this week's addition to the anime DVD collection. Very nice. Oh man, that TV computer is having lots of fun, isn't it? Listen to it keep going, gosh. Okay, so, let's see, I guess I haven't watched much anime. It occurred to me last week it occurred to me to remember that I had watched a little bit, like one episode of Psychic Detective Yakumo. I watched that because I had guests over, and I guess it looked like it was an intriguing series and I wanted to watch more, but guests at the time didn't want to, which is fine. That's the way this stuff happens. But outside of that, I did make an attempt to watch Hiyako, but my DNS server was having a DDoS attack yesterday, so I only watched one episode, and because I was watching that stuff through my anime streamer, because it's kind of easier to do that locally than to actually fire up a DVD. Well, basically, that meant that after the first episode, I wasn't able to get a DNS resolution on my own streaming server, even though it's located physically right next to me right there, which is absurd, I know, but it basically meant that I didn't try too hard. I only watched one more episode of Hiyako and didn't finish it. I've been needing to finish that one for a long time. So entertaining, and I would have tried to watch the remaining 2 episodes, but that problem was just came up. I'm like, I'm not going. By the time I come up with a solution to it, I'm going to be ready to play more Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. And I was playing more Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, and I got productive results. I was trying to get the Fearsome Maw from the Giganox, and I finally did. But let's see. Yeah, I think that's about it. My anime watching has not been productive. I did watch some Futurama because I've been, well, kind of just going through it. Figured it would be an appropriate thing to catch up a little bit on. Don't have to pay a lot of attention to it myself. Why does this sound familiar? Oh yeah, didn't have to pay attention to Kick-Ass either, because I've seen that before. We watched that. So I guess that pretty much just leaves... I didn't really watch much, I just played a whole lot. Oh, but I did watch After Earth in theaters, and I don't quite understand why people are giving it such bad reviews. I know for official reviewers, it sounded like they came in with really odd expectations of the movie that didn't make any sense from the trailer or the premise or anything like that, so anyways, the month continues to move forward. Basically, that means that as we get closer to the end of the month, we get closer to that Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann Blu-ray release, which is going to cost a lot. I think I'm on target for getting it just fine. In fact, maybe I could get it now if it's shipped, which is the plan. Don't hit the bank account too hard either way. But there was one thing that I didn't expect that I was going to pay money for that did come up, and that's I didn't realize another Toho game had been released at the end of last month, May 26th, I think. That would be Toho 13.5. I do not know what the title is. Something Masquerade? I've forgotten. I don't have it. I haven't played it. But I did order it. This time, instead of through Palette Web, I'm ordering it from somebody on the Japanese Amazon site, which is fine. Whatever. It gets here. It's a site I'm slightly more comfortable with, I guess. So, there's that, and it'll arrive whenever. Even if I'm not going to do more than play it a little bit, it's still nice to have access to it. And I will keep monitoring because it looks like Toho 14 is kind of getting closer to release. Need to stay on top of that. So, I think that's everything worth mentioning / talking about. I guess I should say that maybe last week I confirmed that there was a listing for Blue Exorcist that I understood that was going to include the dub, and I should say that, yeah, it's listed as hybrid on the right stuff, and so that means that it's going to be both dub and Japanese with English sub. I think for the Blu-ray as well. And the listings for both the Part 1 and the Part 2 release are in there, as well as the separate DVD and Blu-ray releases. So there's a total of 4 releases, but if you're only getting Blu-ray, it's 2, and if it's only DVD, it's 2, and that's over a period of 1 or 2 months, I don't know. It's sort of similar to how all 4 of the Sword Art Online volumes are listed, and there's separate DVD and Blu-ray volumes of that, so there's a total of 8 Sword Art Online things I'm going to be purchasing. Fun stuff. Still waiting for that release of Cake Heart to ship any time now. I thought it was supposed to be pretty close. But I haven't received any emails, so I haven't been expecting anything. Oh well, what can you do? I think that covers just about everything. I can't think of anything else worth mentioning that's anime related. So yeah, I guess we'll stick to that, and y'all have a nice week.